Hi guys, Shelly here with Sew Shelly Quilts. So I get asked about if I have a dual feed Bernina, do I need a walking foot? And my answer is absolutely yes. So I was using the walking foot today and I thought I would show you why and how to change the sole on that. So these walking feet now come with 3 different soles. I've already got the walking foot out. So there's 1 on the foot, 2 in the box. And I want to change for my next technique to this one that has this guide down the middle. So that's the equivalent of a Bernina number 10 foot, the edge stitch foot. So it's got that nice guide. The other one that's included is just a regular sewing foot that's got the metal in front of where the needle goes down. So there's an opening and it holds the fabric in front and behind. The one I have on the foot right now that I'm about to take off is the equivalent of a open toe embroidery foot. So the needle would come down in front of this bar. Come on, camera, focus. And then you have a perfect visual all the way up to where it's stitching. But I want to put that guide on. So these are so easy to change. It comes with a screwdriver in the box. Let me move all this. And I'm just going to unscrew right here until it's loose. So left, left, left. And as I do, what's happening is this bar and this bar are becoming wider apart so that I can pop the foot out and put the new one in. So I'm going to unscrew it all the way. You can't over unscrew it to where it falls apart. So when you get it all the way, there it is, then these are loose enough just to wiggle out. So here's the foot that I want to put on, and you'll notice that they have 2 holes on the left, 1 hole on the right, and your little bars here, if you can see, there's 2, they stick out and fit into those holes. There's 1 on the right and 2 on the left. So I'll just put that up in, right like this. And just kind of line the protruding parts of the black where the holes are going to be. And then I'll start tightening it. And I'll have some more room to wiggle after they get a little bit closer. So I'm just using the screwdriver and getting that a little bit tighter. And then lining up that black side and this black side so that they just pop into the holes. The little parts on the foot that stick out. And so there's no big deal. Now it's as tight as it can be. That foot is on. And that's how easy it is to change to a different foot with the walking foot. Now I'm not going to be using the guides, but just so that you can see them, the walking foot comes with a left and a right seam guide. And to put these on, you just put the hook on the back so that the screw is down here. And then you slide whichever guide you wanted through the holes, and then you would tighten it up. Now, if for some reason your walking foot came with only 1 extra sole, so you have 2 total, 1 on the foot, 1 in the box. That means it's an older version, which is awesome for any machine that does not have dual feed capability. And on that one, you have the same type of connector for your seam guides, but the screw on it is up top. And if you own any sort of a dual feed machine, when that screw is up top, even though the dual feed's not engaged, it banged when you tried to put this on. So if you own a 9mm dual feed Bernina, you need to update to the newer version of Walking Feet. Now the old one, if you don't put a seam guide on, will work fine. I believe this bar on the newer ones is a little bit longer. The old one will work, but this one's a little bit longer to accommodate the fact that the dual feed machines have more space from the top, where the foot fits on the machine. I'll show you that when we go over there. So this is just a little bit longer, although the old one would work. It's just that the seam guide attachment will not work. If you have an older one and you have no need for the new style, you can buy just this one extra foot with the seam guide on it all by itself and put that on your old style Walking Feet. So even though it didn't come in the box, you could get one from your Bernina dealer that had this edge stitch. So I'm going to take it over and show you how to put it on the machine. I'm going to take this off because I don't need a edge stitch, the seam guide for what I'm doing. I'll put those back in the box so I don't lose them. And we will show you why I'm so interested in using this today. I'll be right back. Okay, we're at the machine now. We've changed the sole on the foot. Let's put it on the machine, on the sewing machine. When I was saying that on the new Walking Feet, this arm is a little bit longer, that might be to accommodate the height. Right here is a little bit higher. Your old one will fit, but these will fit better. The Walking Foot has feed dogs that go up and down when this arm moves. So they're on the upper side, and I think you can see them moving up and down. They're never going to be 9mm wide. This is going to sew a 5.5mm wide stitch. That's the maximum stitch width you're going to get with a Walking Foot. Let's see if I can point better with something besides my finger. So right here where the needles go, you're only going to get a 5.5mm wide stitch. So the reason we have to put this on the needle bar is so that it will walk. So you always hold it in your right hand, even if you're left-handed. Put your thumb under it, and then sweep in and put this on the needle bar, and then just continue going from right to left and put the foot on the cone and clip. So you just come from right to left, you put it on the needle bar, and then just keep going. Now, if you're on a machine, that doesn't have this extra height, sometimes it's a bit crowded, and so if you use the freehand system, the foot goes a little bit higher. On this machine, the foot raises to its full height, but on other machines, you'll see, and I'm faking this, but you'll see that when the foot's up, it's like this, but when you put the freehand system in and use that with your knee, it goes a little bit higher. And so that's just a way that machines work. So if you don't have enough room, put the freehand system in that you use with your right knee, and you can get that up a little bit higher. So that's how it goes on. And then this is why I need it. I'm going to use, there's a little kit. This is a Shannon Fabrics kit to make this cute quilt. Well, it's just 2 layers of really soft, lovely cuddle. But it's fluffy and fuzzy and very, very thick. So Shannon Fabrics cuddle is lovely. But I would not ever sew it without a Walking Foot. And so I'm going to Let's see, I'm going to put my foot up and bring all of this big, thick, fuzzy stuff in. And I have sewn a seam, and then turned it. So I've got seam allowances, multiple layers going on, and so that's why I really want this walking foot to go through all of this. I like to thread my needle. I do that needle down, thread the foot. Needle up without holding the upper thread, and then if I pull that fabric away, the upper thread goes down through the needle where it belongs. That's just kind of a pet peeve of mine, to have that thread on top of the foot. And then here we go. Back stitch just a little bit. I am going to go ahead and adjust the presser foot pressure and make that a little bit of a smaller number, and that will mean that there's more space, less pressure. A smaller number is less pressure, so it can flow. On this machine, it's default of 50, and I'm going to go down to about 30. But anything that makes it feel like it's just flowing easily and beautifully is the right pressure. So the walking foot is something I would always use on these thick fabrics. And even now, I'm not really pulling from behind, but I'm definitely giving it a little bit of guide in front and back. Just confirming that it's doing what I want it to do. And it's lovely. So the walking foot is mandatory. It's also really, really good if you're the kind of gal that does, or guy that does big, thick bags, lovely bags, maybe biani patterns and multiple layers. Then a walking foot sometimes is the best choice. The dual feet is lovely, and I don't use the walking foot often, but boy, when you need it, you need it. So make sure you have a good walking foot, the proper one for your machine. And this is Shelly with Sew Shelly Quilts. Come down and turn my corner. It got really thick at the corner there, so needle down. And there we go. I'm ready to turn and head on down the road. So, all right, next foot coming up. Talk to you later.